Hello everyone, welcome back to Current Economy and Investment Insights. Today is January 4th, 2021, the beginning of a new year. We hope that your investment cycles and your investment goals are going to be met for the new year. We're going to try to help you the best we can. Paul Munico from Ameriprise Financial is going to give us some summaries of what took place over the holidays. And Paul is in his studio, and we're going to do some Zoom videos, and he is going to give you his update from his studio at home. Take it away, Paul.
COVID-19 trends will be the key determinant of the near-term employment trends. Businesses in the leisure and hospitality sector are once again facing new restrictions in many areas due to surging corona case counts. The sector is particularly vulnerable to virus conditions as it's made up of businesses that rely on people congregating in close proximity and in high numbers. As we've mentioned before, the L&H sector includes businesses like bars, restaurants, fast food, casinos, amusement parks, sporting and music venues, zoos, museums, and other gathering places. And as we have said before, it makes it very difficult for these places to survive under coronavirus conditions. Over the summer, many of these businesses, particularly bars and restaurants, found some relief from necessary capacity restrictions by expanding their seating outdoors. As the weather turns colder, however, outdoor seating becomes less of a viable solution. In March and April, the U.S. economy shed 22.2 million jobs, and the leisure and hospitality sector accounted for 38% of the jobs lost. Although the job market has made broad gains over the last several months, the L&H sector still accounted for 36% of the 10.7 million jobs. The U.S. economy is still down relative to February levels. Overall, we do believe the economy has made good progress, and its recovery, as most segments of activity have rebounded much better than forecasters, including our own, have anticipated. Employment may be the one area where we could point out as lagging broader economic trends. Part of this is reflective of the fact that the L&H sector accounts for 5% of U.S. economic activity, yet 11% of non-farm payrolls. The disparity is partially reflective of the fact that the sector offers many more part-time jobs than others, and one individual may hold two or more part-time positions, but we'll leave this topic for another discussion. In conclusion, the recovery in employment is likely to have lost further momentum in the month of October, given recent COVID-19 trends. The sector and a few others, including transportation and retail, could see renewed downward pressure over the near term until virus conditions improve. Dealing with surprise medical bills. Since early 2020, millions of Americans have been infected by the coronavirus, often resulting in the need for significant medical care. Stories have emerged of people who were hit with surprise medical bills for the treatment they received. It's a reminder that we all need to be ready for potential out-of-pocket medical expenses, whether it is to cover treatment for the virus or another type of ailment. The emergence of COVID-19 has made it clear that medical events can occur out of the blue. Now, more than ever, it's very important to make sure you have the right health insurance in place to help you manage the potential financial consequences of a health crisis. Most people have coverage either through their employer, through an individual policy, or as part of a government program such as Medicare or Medicaid. Regardless of how you are insured, it's increasingly common today to face copays or deductibles when you need care. Therefore, your financial commitment doesn't end with the premiums for which you may be responsible. Depending on the policy you carry, you could easily face out-of-pocket expenses costing several thousands of dollars. Now, one way to manage these costs is to pay close attention to whether providers you work with are either in-network or if they are out-of-network. Typically, your personal financial liability is limited with in-network providers, but your insurance coverage may be lacking if you use out-of-network providers. Now, in emergency situations, you may not have much control over who provides your care. These circumstances can often result in particularly large bills that may surprise those who thought their health insurance would cover them. Health insurance may mitigate much of the cost risk, but it doesn't eliminate it. Simply stated, sudden or unexpected medical bills fall under the heading of emergency expenses. Like a surprise home or car repair, you should have money saved in an emergency fund to help cover these types of expenses. Now, conventional wisdom recommends that you set aside the equivalent of 3 to 6 months of household income in an emergency fund. These are dollars that should be readily accessible, held in vehicles such as bank savings accounts or money market funds. Given today's economic uncertainties, maybe even a larger emergency fund equal to 9 months or more of income might be appropriate. Now, most important, you want to avoid depleting accounts that are set up to help meet long-term goals, such as retirement or college or education costs. Cash in place provides the necessary cushion against surprise medical bills while protecting savings devoted to other goals. A few other steps to consider, if you find yourself in a pinch trying to pay bills, there are other things to do. One, you might want to talk to your medical provider to try to make arrangements to either alter the change or set up a payment plan that you can realistically stick to. Or two, if you need more guidance, consult with a credit counselor who may be able to help put a structural solution to deal with your financial challenges. Finally, as always, planning ahead is your best defense against the impact of surprise medical expenses. Also, be sure to understand what is and isn't covered under your current health insurance policy. Your financial advisor can work with you to make sure that you properly have an emergency fund set up. Again, if you're working with a financial advisor already, that's great. If you are not, or you'd like a second opinion with the one you're working with, please feel free to give me a call directly. My number again is 708-226-3412.
Thanks, Paul, for the update, and I'm going to give you some information that Ameriprise Financial has shared with us to share with the viewers today. The U.S. index futures are higher this morning with the Dow, S&P, and the NASDAQ, each higher by more than 0.5%. U.S. government debt prices are higher to start the new year with the yield on the 10-year Treasury note at 0.93%. The U.S. dollar continued to weaken overnight, while gold rallied to an 8-week high. Now, shares of FLIR Systems, this is just information about this particular stock, are higher in the pre-market trading after the firm agreed to be acquired by Teledyne for nearly $8 billion. That's a B. And that is it for this morning. And Paul will be back with Your Money, giving us a topic that he has brought on that viewers are requesting. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And we're back with Your Money. As I had mentioned, Paul usually has a topic that's of interest that viewers had requested. And Paul, I'm going to let you take it from there.
Thanks, Ron. And being the first show we're doing for the year 2021, I thought it's appropriate to talk about how Ameriprise sees 2021 shaping up. Of course, no one has that crystal ball, but this is how the year appears like it's going to align for us this year. Of course, in January of 2020, no one could have ever foreseen the COVID crisis we were in. So take these projections with a grain of salt. But we're saying we've got some modest tactical shifts to start 2021, despite the very challenging COVID-19 conditions that are still present. We enter the year. There is reason to be optimistic, though, as we know, the vaccines are becoming increasingly more available. Much, however, still depends on how quickly the vaccines can be distributed to the broader population and the sustained effectiveness of these vaccines. We do believe business and consumer confidence should increase throughout 2021. And somewhat more predictable policies out of Washington, a possible reduction in trade tensions, and the prospective release of pent-up demand should the virus ease, and what we expect will be an easy fiscal and monetary environment should all aid economic conditions and investor psyche. We expect interest rates, now both on the short term and long term, to remain compressed in 2021, resulting in muted total return prospects across fixed income. However, strengthening demand and tight availability in some sectors, combined with depressed year-ago price level comparisons, could make for a worrisome inflation backdrop, particularly in the second quarter. In short, we believe the economy could be entering the early innings of a new business cycle upswing, which could help asset prices rise in 2021. We do have specific details we can give on what we see equities and what equity sectors we like, different areas of fixed income, alternative investments, and even strategic tactical changes. For those, though, those are more individualized, not appropriate for a broad spectrum of a TV show like this. So anyone at home that would like more information specifically on the equity sector, the fixed income sector, alternatives, or our strategic tactical ideas, feel free to give me a call directly, and I'll be happy to go over that information with you for your specific needs. My phone number, as given before, directly to my office is 708-226-3412. I do pick up the phone when people call. People are surprised when they call that number, and it's actually me picking up the phone. So don't hesitate, if you're looking for more information on these topics, to give me a call, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Thanks, Ron. Okay, and sticking with our theme of the new year, everyone, or most people, make a New Year's resolution for the new year. And today I'm going to go over 5 financial resolutions to make for the new year. So for many of us, the new year remains a fresh start and a chance to set new goals. And as you consider your resolutions, you may want to add strengthen my financial foundation to that list. So today we're going to go over 5 ways you can put yourself in a firmer financial footing for the year 2021. So let's go. Number 1, identify what's working and what isn't. So there may be aspects of your financial life that are meeting your expectations and others that aren't. Most important is to determine if you are on track to achieve your financial goals. Are you saving enough for retirement or your kids' college education? Do you have enough in your emergency fund, as we've talked about? Are your investments well positioned for the long run? And consider meeting with a financial advisor to get an objective question on what's working and areas of potential improvement. Point number 2, develop an achievable spending plan. There's this constant tug of war between spending money and saving it. If you can find ways to trim your spending, you'll have more money to set aside toward your most important goals, again, such as retirement or possibly education funding. It may start by establishing a spending cap for each month. Point number 3, always a good one, boost your retirement plan contributions. Anytime you receive a raise at work, consider adjusting the money you set aside for your retirement accounts by a comparable percentage. So for example, if you invest $200 per paycheck into your workplace retirement plan and then receive a 3% raise, consider increasing your retirement plan contribution to $206, which is equal to 3%. Making that a regular habit can help you achieve your goals more quickly over the long run. Point number 4, make sure you are set for emergencies. A rainy day fund is a foundational aspect to your financial plan. In times when you face an increased risk of an interruption to your income, like in today's more economically challenged environment, it takes on added importance. You'll want at least 3 to 6 months of expenses covered by your emergency fund. If you are short of that, make a priority of adding to it. Excuse me. And point number 5, explore your borrowing options. If you are paying a mortgage, a car loan, student debt, credit card balances, maybe consider a more cost-effective ways to manage your debt. Finding ways to rebalance debt at a lower interest rate is one consideration. Another is to focus on paying off the most expensive debt more quickly. Check your credit score to determine how it might impact your financial options. Gaining more control over debt is an important way to improve your financial standing over the next year. In conclusion, focus on your fundamentals. Good intentions are in ample supply at this time of year. The key to making meaningful changes is to focus on the fundamental aspects of your financial life and follow through on the plans you make. Working with a financial advisor can help you be more accountable and provide guidance and help you stay on track. And as I always like to say, if you're working with a financial advisor, that's great. But if you're looking for a second opinion to that advice you're getting, or if you're not working with a financial advisor at all and have considered it, please consider giving me a try. My phone number directly, again, is 708-226-3412. I'm here to help. Reach out when you have a chance, and we can start up a discussion. Here's wishing everyone at home a great start to 2021. We know we've all had challenges last year, and let's be positive that this year is going to be better. Have a great week.
And thank you, Paul. That was very interesting. And I'm going to say for Paul Municle with Ameriprise Financial, and we thank them for all the information and the research that they provide for us. The resources are unbelievable with that company, so we are very grateful for them to share this with us. For, again, Paul Municle with Ameriprise, and myself, Ron Jankowski with Channel 4, we wish you a great investment day.